President Trump's sweeping 10% tariffs on goods from all countries have just been implemented, triggering significant drops in global stock markets. The US and UK markets endured their worst week since the COVID-19 pandemic, while the British Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, is engaging with international leaders this weekend to prevent what Downing Street has labeled an all-out trade war. Our North American correspondent, David Willis, reports. The tumultuous week on Wall Street came to an end with the closing bell, as trillions of dollars in market value were wiped out globally. Traders expressed frustration at the market chaos, a situation reminiscent of the financial turmoil during the pandemic. The situation worsened when China, the US's largest trade partner, retaliated with its own 34% tariffs, particularly targeting US goods. Trump, undeterred, took to his Truth Social platform to accuse China of overreacting, asserting that his policies would create wealth in the US. He sent a message in all caps to investors, stating that now was a great time to get richer than ever before. However, his optimistic tone contrasts sharply with the Federal Reserve's cautious warning of higher inflation and slower economic growth due to the tariffs. The 10% tariffs on all imports into the US were implemented overnight, with additional tariffs on certain countries expected next week. Analysts warn that these measures could slow global economic growth and possibly trigger a worldwide recession. Despite concerns, President Trump appeared unfazed, spending the day at his Florida golf course and sticking to his belief that the tariffs would ultimately benefit the US economy. David Willis spoke with me earlier about the mood in Washington. According to him, the president remains resolutely positive, using his social media platform to maintain that his course will not change. He dismissed China's decision to impose 34% tariffs as a panic move. Meanwhile, other nations, including the EU and Canada, are considering their options, with some countries leaning towards negotiation in the hopes of securing new trade agreements with the US. Many US businesses, especially in agriculture, are deeply concerned about the tariffs, particularly as they face significant challenges from China's countermeasures. While no Republican lawmakers have publicly criticized Trump, there is growing anxiety about the impact on certain constituencies, especially in regions dependent on agriculture. Many Republicans hope these tariffs will be short-lived and serve as leverage to bring other countries to the negotiating table. In the UK, Prime Minister Sunak is spending the weekend engaging with Western allies to determine the best response to Trump's tariffs. His spokesman has suggested that the economic landscape is changing, and the government is considering options, including relaxing rules for car manufacturers in light of tariffs on UK car exports to the US. The government is also expected to explore measures to ease restrictions on building in the UK while continuing to seek a trade deal with the US that could reduce or eliminate the tariffs. In China, authorities have announced that they will retaliate against US tariffs by imposing a 34% tax on US goods, effective April 10. Correspondent Stephen McDonald reports that China's aggressive response signals that they are no longer interested in negotiating with the US for the time being. While China could seek alternative trading partners, including Europe and Canada, analysts warn that this escalating trade war could cause significant harm to the global economy, as both superpowers dig in. Macroeconomist Kelvin Lam also expressed concern about the long-term impact of these tariffs on China's economy. He predicts a significant slowdown in China's GDP growth over the next few years and warns that the country's manufacturing sector, particularly exports, will be hit hard. Lam also pointed out that the escalating trade war could worsen China's overcapacity issues and prolong deflation in producer prices. With both China and the US locked in a fierce trade battle, analysts are uncertain about how the situation will unfold. While both nations understand the economic damage that tariffs inflict, the current standoff suggests that neither side is willing to back down.